welcome back for LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes. On second thought, of course you know who I am, and I believe Fluke is hiding up in the rafters somewhere.
Hey up guys.
There he is. So, I'm going to jump straight into this one. You tell me, good, bad?
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed playing this. I can see me sitting playing around with this for quite a while. I didn't play through all of the first LEGO Batman. I got sidetracked playing something else at the time. I can't even remember. I remember playing through a little bit of it co-op with my other half. She's big into the LEGO games. She's played through most of them. She quite likes the Harry Potter ones. And I quite like the way that LEGO do the twist on the humour of no matter what it is. I do really think it works quite well with Batman. I like the... My God, I'm a terrible driver. Straight off the bridge.
You are appalling.
Straight off the bridge is that thunk. There we go, going for a swim. I wasn't sure if the bridge was there or not, and I'm like, is there a bridge? Oh, this thing doesn't stop in the wet. Thunk. There we go. Brilliant.
Go on, get back to the point.
I love the daft humour, the way that... Because Batman's quite a dark character, as it were, and I like how he works. It's silly slapstick humour, and it works with Lego pieces, the way things come apart, the way people come apart.
Well, it depends.
Very fun. It's a fun game.
It depends which Batman you're going for. I mean, you've got the new, super modern, dark, gritty, I'm Batman. And then you've got the very camp 60s, Adam West style show. And then you've got the 90s cartoon in the middle there.
I think it is somewhere close to the 90s cartoon, if I was to liken it to any of the iterations of Batman, as it were. And I think it's a good happy medium to strike.
Yeah, it fits really well together, like two Lego blocks just clicking straight together. It works taking the Lego style humor with that kind of zany Batman style.
Yeah.
It fits really well, and it shows in the intro of the game when Joker's doing his whole Man of the Year thing.
Yeah, when he shows up and he's who was there, making sure the banks weren't cluttered up with random stuff, and yeah, I like this Stephen Lex Luthor as well. That was awesome.
The Lex Luthor scene. Lex Luthor is always one of my favourite villains, and for Joker to turn up and just be like, "No, I want your watch," it's like, oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, there's a bit later on. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who's going to get this. I'd highly recommend it as well, because it's the co-op. Really well done.
Yeah,
so
we'll get to the co-op.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about that in a few minutes. But I'd really recommend it. It's worth it. It's funny. It did have me giggling. It's silly. That's what it is. It's not a serious. It's dead easy just to sit down and play a bit. That's actually something I wanted to mention that I don't remember being in any of the previous LEGO games. It's a lot easier just to pick up and play a little bit now. You don't have to play through the whole level. You see, there's checkpoints. You can save partway through a level, and then you can just save here, and then you can come back to it, and you don't have to start right from the beginning of the level again, which was a big problem in a lot of the earlier LEGO games that I've played. You had to be able to devote a bit of time. Not so much with this one.
The thing that I really loved about this one was the fact of the dialogue. This is, of course, the first LEGO game to use dialogue rather than noises. And I feel it gives so much more life and depth to the game. Yeah. And it really is a fantastic evolution of the LEGO games as a whole, to see them building these fantastic concepts. I'm watching the footage and trying not to laugh.
I can't help myself.
Taking these fantastic concepts and then building upon them and making them even better. The split screen, again, fantastic. We are going to talk about that. But yeah. The dialogue and the fact that they've got big voice actors like Nolan North. Nothing against Nolan, I love Nolan, but he's everywhere. He's like... I have a category in Steam that is the Nolan North category. I have 900 games in Steam? 890 of them are in the Nolan North category. But adding voices to these characters, and these aren't just, these aren't tiny people that they got to do the voices for it.
Yeah. They're voices that you'll recognise, voices that you'll...
Yeah,
they fit
are
the parts
people
as well, they're well cast.
But that's because they've done those voices before.
Yeah.
It's people like Nolan North is in that. I mean, you've also got Cam Clark, you've got Troy Baker, you've got Clancy Brown, Steve Bloom, who again is like everywhere. You've got so many people that, you know, they should be there. And it works, because that really does... It's taking these characters and voices that you already know for these characters and just putting them into the LEGO world. And they fit together beautifully. It's really smooth.
I do like how difficult it isn't taken too seriously. It is a fun game to play. That's a big part of the LEGO. Like silly things like this. Giant
Two Faces truck.
Two Faces giant truck round a maze of, you know, look at this. Giant tow truck, and it's silly. It is fun to play. And there's a lot of replayability in it as well. So if there's particular bits and pieces you like, there's an awful lot to go back and you can play the same bit. Different ways, wearing different suits and all kinds of hidden secrets in it.
Well, yeah, it's not only the whole different suits thing, but also the different heroes and villains. You've got 50 playable characters, and by the looks of things, there's going to be some DLC. On the character selection screen, there's the DLC thing. But it's the fact that they take the open world part of it. You've got the free world, open world concept thing that they're doing.
Yeah, the Arkham City, it's kind of like, it works kind of like the level select, but it's a whole thing in and of itself. There's a whole city to explore and secrets hidden in that as well.
It gets even better, because once you've unlocked certain parts in the actual game, you can then find golden doors that you have to unlock with bricks. So you have to build the door. Yeah, you have to build the doors out of the golden bricks, and then that unlocks a hero that you then can buy with your coins. But the villains are completely different from that. You have to find them and then fight them. And then that enables you to unlock them. So it's kind of like the heroes have actually, you know, been imprisoned and you have to free them, and then you get their help. Whereas the villains are just kind of running around causing chaos, and you have to stop them.
Capture them before you can use... I see.
Which I think that's really that really works.
There's a lot more variation to it, mixing it up.
But in a two-player style game, that works as well. That's a fantastic idea.
There's a lot more different ways you can use the heroes and the different villains.
Because they each come with different powers and abilities.
That's it, a different way of fixing or finishing a level, different synergies the different heroes and villains are going to have.
Yeah. One of the things that I really like as well is the thing that you see at the beginning with the stage where you have to construct the stairs. That's one of the things that I love about the LEGO games. It's like, you know, you have to build what you need out of...
Not always build what you need. A couple of times in this already I've been caught out, and I've been, you know, running around in circles trying to figure out what am I exactly supposed to be doing here. And you've got to break a few things to make the blocks before you can build it into something else.
Yeah.
And there's lots, and some of those are just hidden secrets. There's so many little hidden bits and pieces and little hidden passages. There's quite a number around here that I've run past that I can't get access to because I don't have the right suit on.
I'm not a huge Batman aficionado. I don't know everything about Batman. However, I know enough to think I don't think Bane owns a mole machine. I'm sat watching what's going on at the moment, and it's like, when did Bane get a mole machine?
He does now. This is me being
how
lost.
How did he afford one of these? I love how it is Two-Face as well, sat in the corner with the stars over his head.
Yeah, because he's crashed his truck, so they've all got like stars over their heads.
But I feel that the concept is fantastic for adults and kids alike. I mean, not only is it a game that will appeal to the younger players as well, because, you know, it's LEGO, who doesn't love LEGO, but it also appeals to the older people because, well, again, it's LEGO, who doesn't love LEGO.
That's it.
And then it also appeals to the Batman fans because it does justice to it, I feel.
Yeah, it is fun. It's not a complete mockery of, you know, the entire story and whatnot. And though I am curious, mind. I am curious what Lex Luthor's doing here.
Now I can actually envision your other half making you play this one through to completion.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be playing this through. Any second now, I think she grabs a hold of one of the, drags my keyboard across the desk and just takes over. Yeah, she's just taking control of them, I think.
Has she?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, she's just grabbed control, there we go.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab all the, because we need both people, and she was like, oh, I've seen this bit. And then, because you need both characters on those switches to free up the water. There's a lot of that. a lot of little co-op bits where you've got to make one character do something and then switch to the other and do it, or both of you can do things simultaneously. There's an awful lot of co-op factor in this one.
Yeah.
Seems to be more than in any of the previous ones that I've played. The way it does this, the split screen is very intelligent. You notice
the
how
dynamic
the way it's
split screen there.
So you get the most amount of view. So because that's what I hate split screen, because you can't see properly, you know, which way you want to be going.
Well, the thing that always bothers me about split screen isn't the I can't see where I'm going. It's always whenever you first pick it up, it's like, okay, am I the guy on the left or the guy on the right? And then there's always a moment where you wish you were the other one. And this just gets rid of that completely.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, if you're on the right, you're on the right. If you're on the left, you're on the left.
Yeah.
If you're above, you're above.
You are a character.
Yeah, are not set in stone. They will move.
I will say something else about the camera mine. Later on I did get quite annoyed by how you can't shift the camera angle at certain times. There's certain platform puzzles where you can't see how far from the camera you really are. You can't pan the camera up enough to get a look at the platform underneath you.
Yes, I
fallen
encountered
off a number of times. It's just little things like that, but they are very infrequent, to be fair.
I'm still irritated by the fact they are there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect game. There are some problems that I have with this game, but they are few and far between. It feels like they have put some polish into this. Yeah,
it is. It is pretty much the only thing that I had as a niggle. It's much better to play on a joypad, which surprised me. I'm a big keyboard and mouse
I found that
guy,
out.
as you know. I refuse to play most games with a
I
joypad.
would normally jump on the controller a lot earlier than that, because it's a case of, well, I can just kind of sit back. I like having games that, you know, require my full attention, or games that I can put something else on my other monitor to watch and kind of sit back with a controller. And I found myself really enjoying using a controller on this one. Not because I wanted to be lazy, but more because it just felt smoother. It felt like it was designed with a controller in mind. And that, to me, is a negative point as well as a plus, because it's a PC game.
Yeah.
It should feel good on the keyboard and mouse.
It was clunky, because there's no mouse at all. It's just keyboard controls.
But I feel that given like the camera issues we were having, if they had have made it so that the mouse affected camera slightly,
yeah, exactly. Just bind the mouse to the camera, that would be a lot better. Because at the moment, it's just you can bind it to the keyboard, and you can't. The thing is, the camera's locked sometimes. And I think that's the problem, because there is keys to move the camera around, and that's all I need to do is pan it up a little bit sometimes, and that's not a problem.
Yeah.
But there are times when it's locked, and I don't really know why they've locked the camera. It's a little annoying and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really sure about that. So there are a few niggles. It's not perfect, but it is a very fun game to play. And I say the co-op puzzles are very good. The way a lot of them work hand in hand. So you'll need literally two people. Like, right, you do this bit, then me, then you, then me, then you, and you've got to work quite intelligently. Some of them really had me in Katie stumped. And this bit, I'm running around now going, what am I? Oh, right, yeah, and it took me ages to figure out what we were supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure a lot of kids just run through this and go, well, yeah, you should have been doing this out. And yeah, I get it. And then there's a hidden thing underneath here, and then different suits.
What did you think of the music? I'm going to ask you this and see if you spot what I did.
What, I never really paid that much attention. I have a tendency to turn music down in games, especially when I'm playing with other people.
Oh, really? You missed out.
I didn't turn the music up because it's just on or off in this. I think I left it in, but I don't think I noticed.
Okay,
Too busy arguing with Katie over what we were supposed to be doing.
The game actually features music from the original Batman and Batman Returns movies. It actually features Danny Elfman music.
Awesome.
Which I thought was, again, one of those little things, if you notice, adds to the game as a whole. This really does feel like they have taken every other LEGO game so far and have gone, okay, this is what we've done, how can we expand on this and make it better? And I feel that they succeeded. There are some issues, yes. You can't create a perfect game, in my opinion. You can get very close. You can get close, you can't smash.
Not quite.
Oh, down the hole. Even better. Nice. So
It gets worse.
and then out the hole. My word! And straight into the side of the building. Yeah, and yeah. I don't like the fact that like Robin's just lost his costume.
Thunk.
If you notice.
Yeah, in the cutscenes. Yeah, pre-rendered cutscenes, aren't they? I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit of a big thing that Max Payne did that, actually. Max Payne was like the new... with the cutscenes and whatnot, whatever weapons he actually had in his hands, were what you had in your hands in the cutscenes.
Some of them yes, some of them no. If you notice, there are times when you're holding a revolver and you drop it and suddenly in the cutscene you have a 9mm.
Huh. I hadn't noticed.
I wish that they had actually made it so that it was dynamic, so it took your character, whatever your character was wearing, and put it into the game.
Yeah.
So if Robin was wearing that ice suit that you saw, it would put him in wearing that. I just feel that that's one of the things that maybe they could expand on next time, because the next Lego game that they're making, I believe, would be Undercover, or Agent, or whatever it is, the GTA style one.
Okay.
Did you see this at, I think it was at E3?
I didn't. No, I didn't see it.
Okay.
How did I miss that?
Lego, I'm trying to find out what it was called very quickly. Lego City Undercover. Now, this is the next one, unless they suddenly come out with, you know, another Batman one or anything. And given that this is a case of, I'm hazarding a guess that you'd have customization for your character in this. Obviously, because of the style of game, what it looks like from all the things that they showed. It would make sense to be able to dynamically put your character into the cutscenes.
Yeah, it's all about the engine. If they're doing a ground up engine rewrite.
Yeah, but this engine looks like it could handle that.
The cutscenes are pre-rendered though. It's not. You can see they're not rendered in the same.
But yeah,
engine in the same.
The game looks so
live.
The game looks so good that they could though.
Potentially, yeah.
It's just one of the steps that maybe
maybe have a chance
you
to have a
never
look
know.
actually how much facial detail there is just in the game itself, how much, whether there's any facial animation in the actual game or whether that's all in cutscene.
Yeah. I'm going to be a little bit harsh here, but it's Lego. It's like space in Eve. There's only, you know, a certain limit. You can't make it look bad.
Yeah, that's it. It's Lego bricks. What do you want? They're little square bricks with pegs on top.
Yeah, they are single colours. They are really easy to design. You can't make them look bad, so it should technically be feasible to create an engine where you can take your character and then just slot it straight into the cutscene.
Yeah.
So, we should probably wrap this up. Give me your second thoughts then regarding this.
I'll be sitting playing it. I'll probably play this through. Joypad. It's one of those games that I can sit and play. It's easy to play. It's a fun game to play. It's not a mega serious business game. So it's something nice I can sit and actually chill out playing rather than getting me rage on. I can just sit back, chill out with the joypad and just batter some Legos. Good fun.
I'm unfortunately going to frown upon this one in some ways.
Knock yourself out.
It's
me and my other half. Good time.
Yeah. It's a fantastic Lego game. I think it's a fantastic, as I said, evolution of the Lego series. I feel that they're heading in the right direction. I feel that it does a lot of things right, it ticks a lot of the boxes, and it really does justice, I feel, to Batman as a whole. However, I feel that the camera angles cause problems in certain places.
Nice time for you to say that as well. This is where I really got annoyed with it.
I feel that the keyboard mouse control system should be optimized slightly and not neglected. While they've done justice to the controller, I feel that the keyboard and mouse need a bit of work still. And then my biggest gripe is that I really dislike games that have local co-op on one machine.
Yeah, the wording and the way they phrase it could be clearer, that you can't play it over a network or with your friends on Steam. It has to be
it does
local.
only say single player on Steam in the little things that it says, but then it also says dynamic split screen co-op in the key features. But we've encountered so many games recently that have said that they have local co-op, and they've either had LAN co-op or singular machine co-op.
Yeah,
People seem to be using yeah, people seem to be using the words local co-op for too many things. But I just feel that in an age that is always on, where we're towards this always on mentality and always being connected to other people, why can't we play this in 2 places?
Yeah, why does it have to be split screen? Surely it could just follow me and your camera could follow you and we both play this over Steam. What's the hold up with that, guys? I mean, we've had how many Lego games now? Why haven't we got a network multiplayer option?
Exactly.
You'd sell them far more copies.
Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. What about you? Anything else?
That about wraps it up. Really does.
So, of course, if you have any questions, queries, or comments, leave them down below. And is there anything else that we need to mention? No, I don't think so. I hope you guys saw the bounce-off video that we put up yesterday. It took ages to work and get done.
Cursed video that it was.
Yeah. Oh, but it's done now, and I hope everyone enjoys it, and I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to say personally, I'm sorry that it messed up the schedule for the past few days. It was chaotic, and so many things went wrong with our video, but I'm happy with how it turned out, and I think everyone else at LN3 is as well. So, from myself and Fluke, we will catch you for the next video. Peace.
In a while.